she has never made it past the 4th round at Wimbledon. What do you expect from Coco on the grass?
Yeah, I think, maybe, looking at adding some points there, giving herself a chance to get into the second week. That may not suit her game as well, the grass courts with her forehand and the extreme grip, but I do think she can create some noise with the confidence that she has been bringing so far. But then post-grass, certainly looking forward to the hard court swing during the fall and looking at the U.S. Open, peaking there. So I think everything is upside for Coco Gauff. The fact that she has a major title already this season, everything else is gravy, but she certainly has her eye on more big titles. You could see once you start winning, it breeds more winning, and I think that for Coco Gauff is going to be what she's looking to for the fall.
Made her first big breakout, Tracy, at Wimbledon when she was only 15 years old. Why can't she win the championship?
Yeah, actually at 15, she got to the 4th round. She's been to the 4th round 3 times, never passed that, and I think it's the grip, the extreme grip on the forehand that players have been able to rush her on that side. But what I'd like to see from Coco this year on the grass is to go a little bit bigger on her serve. If she can really find that big first serve, her backhand is perfect on grass. It's hard and it's flat. If she can use that forehand and try to flatten it out more, even use that backhand slice, and I do think that the confidence of winning your second major is really going to help her just to swing more freely, and even the whole rest of the year, she's going to be playing with more freedom.
Yeah, and she's such a great athlete, because I think if you're a great athlete and you move as well as she does, there's no reason why she can't get better on grass. It's always going to be, to me, her most difficult surface. But if she uses the serve the right way, and she uses her two-hander to dictate play and can find ways to set up her forehand a little differently, I don't see any reason why she can't be successful on the grass as well.
All right, let's look ahead to see where Coco sits in our BetMGM odds for Wimbledon right now. Aryna Sabalenka, your betting favorite. She's never made a final there. Iga Swiatek, by the way, has never been past the quarterfinals. Barbora Krejcikova is your defending champ. Marketa Vondrousova and Elena Rybakina, the only other former champions playing this year, Tracy.
Yeah, Rybakina has the perfect game for grass. She's got the big serve and really long, lengthy, flat ground strokes. That's why she is been a former champion. And for Swiatek, quarters last year, the only other time, because she has that same issue where the players are able to go hard and fast to that forehand. She gets really frustrated that she can't be aggressive enough with that side. Also with Coco and Swiatek, it's more of a topspin shot that sits. The bounce is diffused on grass, kind of sits in the wheelhouse. I don't think they've given enough credit for Madison Keys. She's got the Australian Open.
It, Trace.
Yeah, I mean, Maddie's serve, I would hate to have to return that serve on grass, that sliding serve or the big flat serve, and her ground strokes are so powerful. Now she has the confidence. I think Maddie would be a good choice.
Absolutely, and she knows her way around the net as well, and that's the parts of her game that I like to see her add, come in maybe a little bit more on the grass, especially behind her big ground strokes, and just play with a little more glue. We've been seeing that in her game, especially since she's won her first major, so why can't she be successful on the grass courts as well with a title?
I know Aryna Sabalenka said she's off to Mykonos, the tequila, all of that.
Sugar.
But how much of a hangover, Paul, do you think there will be from this loss at Roland Garros?
Well, that's a great thing about sports. I mean, if you're objective and open and you're willing to hold a mirror up and be totally transparent, it shouldn't matter. I mean, you think she has baggage. How does Sinner feel? He was 1 point away, and he was playing the perfect match. So I think she is going to have baggage. I think this could be a great learning moment for her if she can figure out how to tame her personality a little bit. You have to be the person you are. I don't expect her to be totally stoic, but you cannot have the volatility that she has consistently, especially in big matches, and think you're going to get the most out of yourself. I think that's unfair to her to try to think that that's the way it's going to go, because I don't think it goes like that.
I think the great part about sport, and this game in particular, is that you have to keep improving. You have to keep getting better. Staying still means you're falling backwards, actually, because everybody else is getting better. And so it forces you to kind of look ahead. Even when you have disappointment, you can't sit in it for too long. And the fact that the season keeps going, tournaments keep coming, I think that's going to help Aryna Sabalenka as well. And then getting onto the grass where she has had success and can be very successful, maybe that's another opportunity for her to get her first major of the year after she's come up short a couple of times in, both finals.
Yeah. I've got to be honest. I was a little upset, or Just disappointed in the way that Sabalenka reacted to that loss. I don't think she took responsibility for it, and I'm afraid she's going to just kind of put it under the pillow where it could be such a learning experience. The win got to her in such a big way. Wins on both sides. Coco Gauff, the way that she handled it and just said, I'm going to play my game. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to beat through it, and was a warrior. That is the way that you want to become a champion.
It's not what it's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you react to what happens to you that matters.
It's not how many times you get knocked down, Paul. It's how many times you get back up.
Preach.
And keep on
Preach.
swinging.